Mo Finesse, and I'm back with Factual Opinions. And today we're going to discuss building your world around you. When I say build your world around you, I am referring to making sure that nothing outside of what is important to you affects you, affects your life, or affects those who are important to you that deals with you closely. When you build your world around you, everything else becomes non-existent. You really don't focus too much on the well-being of other individuals. You don't really focus too much on how an individual may feel about you. It's no longer important. The only thing that is important to you is anything that will be conducive for you and what you have to do, what you're looking forward to, what you look to get out of life in your pursuit of happiness. When individuals tend to not build their world around them, then they're always involved in other people's situations. A person could have had a discourse with a number of people, right? Whether it's a female or whether it's a man, just say they had a discourse with a number of people and them people ended up rallying up a posse where they're outnumbered. Okay, now that individual will contact you to get involved with it. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have someone's back, especially someone who has had your back. I mean, it's only rightful for you to repay back what was, handed to you, what was given to you. But sometimes, I used to always be involved in other people's drama. Anytime anybody had a fight, anytime anybody had any type of issues or beef with other individuals, I was always there. They didn't have to do much. They didn't have to say anything. All they had to do was contact me and tell me that there was an issue that was going on. So what I would do is I would come immediately. But the thing about it is, after, rubbing the bumps and bruises from the fight, the sore parts of my body, after, taking a chance of getting shot, dodging bullets going past my head, after so long of that type of stuff, I at one time I end up sitting home and I started thinking like, wait a minute. I don't generally have any issues. Everywhere I go, people generally, they love interacting with me. They love having me in their comfort zone, their space. They love having me around. So I'm not a person that goes around trying to create discourse with random people or anybody. I'm a quiet kept type person. I'm a person that minds my business, sticks to myself. I generally, only thing I think about is increasing my financial stability and my family, which is what influenced me to constantly think about what can induce my finances. So I said, these are not my problems. These are other people's problems. I'm constantly getting involved in other people's problems. And it was so bad, like, say, a whole community. I was okay with a whole community of people. I mean, the community I grew up, which is Linwood Ave on the west side of Detroit, a very destituted, crime, violence-filled neighborhood. I was good with everybody. I got along with everybody. I knew probably about, I believe, I used to keep count. I think it was 75 dudes in that area, on that avenue, that strip alone. I knew about 75 dudes. It got to the point where I had individuals calling me for other guys that lived on that avenue, and then I would find out that them other guys is cool with me. So then I ended up trying to make peacemaker, and I got tired of that too, because I always found myself around trying to make peace between individuals that's having conflict, and the thing about it was that was taking energy from me. When you don't build your world around you, You are constantly giving your energy to others, energy that could be utilized to, power the machine that you need to go forward in the direction that you need to travel. You have to keep in mind, yes, you revere that person. Yes, you adore them. But to a certain extent, how important is their life more important than you? That's the question that I believe, many people don't take the time to ask themselves, and that's, how important is this person to your life? Would they perceive your life to be more important than theirs? If it came down to it where they had to push their pursuit of happiness to the side for yours, would they do it? And if you honestly can't think that a person actually would, then I think it's in your best interest to not really involve yourself in anything that will pull you out of your way. Building your world around you is one important thing that, I think many people lose when it comes to those that we call our comrades, our friendships or associations. We feel like we're obliged to always be there for an individual in a best way that's in conformity with what that individual sees fit as a true friend or a partner or whatever. But we tend to not think about us and whether or not it's benefiting us or whether or not it's detrimental for us. Even when it comes to our relationships, you have individuals that will partake in other people's relationships. Now, of course, family, they're going to jump into that is natural. But the problem lies with them, with the family or the friendships or whatever, them not understanding God's plan. We can't predict what is going to happen. We can't dictate or depict how things should progress in the future. Some things are done because they're just pieces. They're pieces of what has already been established for the future. You have individuals that come in a relationship, and because they see so many negative things, or the only thing they know about is the negatives of a relationship, they'll say, leave that person alone, break up with them, go away, break up with them. But the thing about it is, they never take time to ask the question, what makes you love that person? What is the things that person has done for you? Is it anything that you may have done that could have been adverse for that person? And, that's generally the problem with us, involving ourselves in our friendships or our family's relationship, because we generally don't know. So it comes into a sense where you should mind your business, because you really don't know what you're interfering with in the universe. And then also, I found this, very interesting, how many people who give their opinion about whether or not a relationship should maintain are individuals with the most fucked up, like, excuse my speech, but it's individuals with the most messed up relationships, messed up circumstances that they have not been able to liberate themselves from. And sometimes the issues could be way more detrimental than the issues that you're going through, or it could be the same. But they'll pride themselves in offering advice or offering their opinion that you should leave. But then the thing about it is, like, what is you doing in your situation? And is this situation that you're trying to separate or break up, is it a chance that it is actually 10 times way more healthier than what you have at home? And I think that's where you got to keep in mind why you should build your world around you, and don't let nobody affect that world, because misery loves company as well. People hate to see things that they would like to experience, but it's not in their reach to actually grasp on to that experience. So Build your world around you. Like I said in another video, when it comes to friends, if you got a woman at home, you got kids at home, you need to stay your ass at home, man. You don't need to be running out in the streets and going to chill with these dudes and laugh about what? What y'all gonna laugh about? Y'all gonna laugh about the past? But y'all gonna watch TV, watch basketball players? Y'all gonna laugh about? Y'all gonna talk about how discuss another man's pockets and how much money he makes? Y'all gonna talk about? Y'all gonna discuss a man's job, what he does for a source of income? What's the point? If y'all are not sitting down and y'all are not congregating about something that's going to help you and that other individual out financially, I don't really see the point of you hanging out in the streets. Y'all gonna sip a couple of beers, smoke a couple of blunts, sniff coke, whatever you gonna do. But my thing is, what's the benefits that you're gonna reap from that? In my opinion, I think that's a waste of time. Build your world around you. Because as I said in another video, you might cause your woman to be very uncomfortable. She's wondering why you're not being at home. Your children, they may feel uncomfortable. They're wondering why they don't never see their daddy. I think when it comes to a father that lives in a home and he's always running out in the streets to hang with his boys, it's kind of almost just as bad as a man not ever taking the time to stop by and, you know, visit his family, visit his children, see how they're doing after him and their mother has delinquished the relationship. So, you know, build your world around you. Always keep your ass home. Stay home with that woman. Stay home with your children, and focus on building and elevating the mind and the morality of that family. Jobs. I mean, I feel like this ideology works for any position you're in. I mean, the main point of this video is making yourself number one and keep putting yourself first above all. If you can put yourself first above all, you'll never be in the last place of success. I like to tell you all that I appreciate you all who has been watching the video. I even appreciate all you have been watching the video and you haven't been dropping a like, a comment, or anything to let me know what you think about the videos. But hey, maybe I'll get more responses in the future, healthy responses. Till again, this your man's Mo Finesse, here with a factual opinion. 1.